Please note that this content is for adults only. Viewer discretion advised. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe, like, and share. Hello everyone and welcome back to another live stream with me, Gisela K. This is Grizzly True Crime and we are back for a live press conference happening on the hour, which is about 14 minutes from when this live stream starts, to see updates from the Houston PD on what has happened since they detained two persons of interest and questioned them. And now what? Did they arrest one of them? Did they arrest both of them? Do we have answers? Thinking of Jocelyn's family and friends, this must be so difficult. I'm assuming they might be at the press conference as well, of course. I can't imagine. So if you are here as family or friends of Jocelyn, just know you're welcome here and I hope you feel safe here. Welcome to all my moderators. Thank you so much for everything you do. Welcome to all my members, patrons, subscribers, any new people here, locals in chat, everyone. Please like and share so that others can know that we are live right now and they can come and watch with us as we see this news unfold. I'm glad that we can watch this together. Of course, this case has really happened fast, which is a good thing. I'm glad that they were able to detain the two persons of interest quickly, within 24 hours, and already question them and already have another press conference with an update, right? So we'll see. Okay, I want to quickly show you something and then I'm going to look at a little, what do you call it? A timeline by click2houston.com, which is quite nice as well because they go to about a day or two before. I just first wanted to bring you this. So this is a picture from Jocelyn's Instagram, and she said, "Before I cut my hair, shame." That was on April 23rd. So April 23rd. Yeah, I mean, here we are, June 20th. There's a picture of her on the right-hand side as well, two pictures of her, in case you haven't seen any other pictures of her. If you don't know what happened, she snuck out of the house to go to a 7-Eleven. It seems like she went to go buy a cold drink or something. And then the last two people to be seen with her at the 7-Eleven are these two adults pictured on the right-hand side. They are the two that police say that they have detained for questioning. And today there'll be a press conference so that we'll know what happened then, right? So here's one of them. It seems to me like it's the same guy. He's got like a skull on his butt here. That is wearing pink in the other picture on the right-hand side. So I just wanted to compare the two. In the previous stream, we had another stream today as well. So if you missed it, do go check it out because we went over a lot of updates there. Lots of clips, the interview of Jocelyn's mom, Alexis as well. So there's lots to see there as well if this is the first time you're seeing me today. Okay, so he's wearing pink here and I think he's the one wearing pink on the other side as well. So if so, looks like he shaved his beard off and he's not wearing a ball cap. Okay then. And then there's this one, which I know everyone's commenting on, but like, where's his tattoos? Because you can see it very, very faintly here. Like it looks like very faint tattoos. So I tried to screenshot it on the right hand, the picture right next to it. And it does look like very faint tattoos as well, but we can hardly see it because he walks so fast and hardly shows that arm, right? But the police did say it's the same two people that they were looking for that they detained for questioning, right? So let's see what they say. Jocelyn was clearly, she crossed paths with these two people and maybe was followed by them. And so close to where she lives, this is all happened in Houston, Texas. She was sexually assaulted and strangled. Man. So here she is. Here's the guy with the pink shirt. And here she is on her phone. Here it looks to me more like she's trying to get away from him. Right? Just like, what the hell? Like, who is this guy? Man. Okay, so I'm just quickly recapping this for us. And Angela says, pink is his favorite color? I don't know. Here she's on the phone. She was allegedly talking to a 13-year-old boy. The media and the mayor is saying her boyfriends. I'm not too sure about that. I'm always more careful, of course. But, you know, they said she was talking to a 13-year-old boyfriend. The boyfriend's apparently not answering her mom's messages or anything like that. I don't know why. I hope that he does. He's able to process this and able to talk to the police or talk to Jocelyn's mom because, you know, he's probably the last person that spoke to her that was close to her. And then on the right-hand side, you could see her there with that drink in her hand. You know, is it a cola? I don't know what it is, but she went there and she was walking back home. And home was close. Sure, my goodness. Okay, and then we've got these pictures, which is from Grizzly's Hood News on Facebook, where she broke the news with this picture of they've been detained. These 2 people have been detained, and we saw all the media then follow, and then the Houston PD also confirmed that they detained them for questioning. So let's see what happens next. Now we're going to do a quick little timeline here. For those who missed the previous streams, I'll just quickly show you while I monitor, by the way. I'm monitoring all the possible websites for the press conference, making sure we don't miss it. I hope we get the very best one, with a great view and the colors and everything. I'll make sure to boost the sound and everything for us as well. So this all happened on this Rankin Road and Kirkendall Road in Houston, Texas. And Jocelyn's body was found right here in this creek. Oh my goodness. And the 7-Eleven was literally right here on this Rankin Road. It's actually 12411 Kirkendall Road. There's a 7-Eleven there. And she lives apparently, allegedly, it's from social media, take it with a grain of salt, but in the same complex as those 2 persons of interest, because they were arrested at this Canfield Lakes Apartments. Look how close that is. I mean, this entire distance from the 7-Eleven to, let me actually I'm just going to take this one out here. It's 2 minutes. My goodness. Let's just see. 0.6 of a mile. Let's see if we can walk it. Okay, a 13-minute walk. Whoa. It's super close to her home if she lived in those apartments as well. They did say it was within walking distance of her home. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Super Science Sam said, I think she called her boyfriend going home with a soda. Possibly, and he said that he heard 2 males talking to her in the background. So, oh my goodness. Now let's quickly look at this timeline here while we monitor the time. We've got 7 minutes. Okay, go. Hold on. Let me just make this a little bit smaller for us so we can actually see without all the stuff on the side here. All right. So they say significant events surrounding the death of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungaray. Now, before I dive into this, I just want to say something quickly. Tomorrow, Friday, 21st of June, is actually Mr. Grizzly's birthday. So you might not see me. Maybe you will. Who knows? But it's his birthday tomorrow. So if anyone wants to wish him, you could leave a comment below or something like that. And it's also, I believe, someone's birthday who actually suggested this case to me. So thank you to David for being the first, before this case even really picked up traction in the news, for suggesting it to me. 2 birthday boys tomorrow. Okay, Francine said, thanks for everything that you do. Aloha from Honolulu, Hawaii. Thank you so much for watching from all over the world, you guys. Thank you for the sticker. I really appreciate it. Okay, now I got to talk quickly because we've got 5 minutes. Hold on. I'm just going to monitor this. Here we go. So they say Houston. KPRC2 has been tracking the latest information in the case of 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungaray, the girl who was found strangled on June 17th in a creek in North Houston. If you missed who spotted her body and when she called it in and all her commentary about it, that's in the first episode, the first live stream that we did yesterday. So go check that out if you didn't see that. They said Jocelyn's death sent waves of shock throughout the Houston area as the search for those involved in her murder was still on the run. As more information becomes available, we'll give you the latest updates in the case. We watched this interview together in the previous live stream. Here's a timeline of events leading up to Jocelyn's death and finding answers as to what happened. On June 16th of 2024, the night before Jocelyn's death, her mother, Alexis Nungaray, told KPRC2 that the last time she saw her daughter was alive was on Sunday night before they went to bed around 10 p.m. Her last words to Jocelyn were not to stay up late, stating that she was coming with her mother to work the next day. Houston police said that Jocelyn had snuck out of the family's apartment off Rankin Road sometime between 10 p.m. and midnight. Investigators said that Jocelyn's boyfriend was the last person who spoke with her on the phone. He reportedly told officials that he heard her speaking with the 2 men at the gas station before they hung up. Christian Goffney, who works at the 7-Eleven off Rankin and Kirkendall, said that he got off his shift when he noticed Jocelyn hiding behind a nearby storage unit around 11:30 p.m. He noticed police in the area but did not think anything was wrong. Interesting. On June 17th of 2024, around 12:17 a.m., surveillance photos showed Jocelyn at the 7-Eleven convenience store. In these images, investigators saw 2 persons of interest that they would like to question in connection with the girl's death. Around 3 a.m., Alexa said that Jocelyn's cat was going crazy but thought that the cat was with her daughter since she sleeps with her pet at night. Shame, the cat was distraught that she wasn't home. A woman said she drove past the creek near 400 West Rankin Road and saw a body and immediately called 911 around 6:15 a.m. on Monday. The Houston Police Department dive team responded and recovered the body. At the same time, Alexis woke up around 6 a.m. and started her normal routine to wake up her 5-year-old son and Jocelyn. This is when she noticed that Jocelyn was missing. She said she looked everywhere around the house, walked around the apartment complex, and then got into her car. Alexis reportedly pinged her daughter's cell phone location, which traced back to the creek where she ran and saw police officers canvassing the area. She said she told officers that her daughter was missing, and it wasn't until an hour later that she received a call that it was possibly Jocelyn. My word. Shame. And at that point, they really, really hoped it was obviously not going to be her. Terry says 2 relevant factors regarding the death penalty. Ooh, yeah, this is Houston, Texas, and the Texas case. 1, Jocelyn's age, and 2, murder committed in conjunction with sexual assault. Yeah. Oh, thank you, everyone, for saying happy birthday to Mr. Grizzly and to Missy B. Happy birthday to everyone who's having a birthday today and tomorrow and this weekend or whenever. Okay, so at 5:30 p.m., a news conference was held that was previously by the Houston Police Department to alert the media and community about a body being found in the creek. We've got 3 minutes to the press conference we're waiting for. Houston Mayor John Whitmire joined police officers to discuss the discovery of the young girl's body being recovered. Investigators said foul play was involved in her death and they were searching for those involved. And then on June 18th, during a Houston City Council meeting around noon, the mayor gave more details about the case, stating that the boyfriend of the 12-year-old girl was talking with 2 adults before she was killed. That's worded weirdly. He heard her talking to 2 adults. It appears that he last talked to her at a convenience store around midnight. He heard her talking to 2 grown-ups. He said that Tuesday. There you go. That's worded correctly. Criminally focused says, and kidnapping, they took her unwillingly. Right. Ooh, and Texas doesn't play. This could be a death penalty thing. This case, oh boy. Depending on what the news is, of course, today. Did they arrest someone? Did they not? I think they probably did, but we'll see. So a source told KPRC2 the 7-Eleven of Rankin and Kirkendall had surveillance of the girl inside the store. Christian Goffney, who works at the store, said that he would see her there on a regular basis. Okay, I just want to quickly see here. I don't want to miss the press conference. I just want to make sure that we've got it all going here. Okay. We're still waiting. Investigators told KPRC's Bryce Newberry that the 2 men were the last to be seen with the girl, and they don't believe that they ever left the area, and they allegedly live in the same complex, oh my word, or very close by. The men did not arrive at the store with the girl, investigators said, but instead they initially crossed paths there. The family asked for help in getting the perpetrators off the streets. I put the GoFundMe link and everything, all the sources in the description box if you are interested. On June 19th of 2024, the Harris County Medical Examiners confirmed the girl's identity, 12-year-old Jocelyn Nungaray. We're 12 years old. A source gave KPRC2 reporter Corley Peel news surveillance photos of Jocelyn at the convenience store around 12:17 a.m. on June 17th. In the video, she reportedly came back to the store where she and the man in the white hat were at the door around 12:58 a.m. Interesting. The family set up a GoFundMe for a tribute to Jocelyn. They also told us that they are planning a memorial for her and they'll let us know when an official date is set. Around 5 p.m., the mother of 12-year-old Jocelyn, Alexis Nungaray, talked about her loss for the first time since she learned about her daughter's murder. Tears streamed down her face as she spoke with KPRC2 reporter Corley Peel about her daughter. Alexis described her firstborn daughter as goofy, and she said she had her own little spunk. She also said that Jocelyn never followed the crowd. She always stood up for what was right. The heartbroken mom said that she feels like in an alternative universe. Shame, man. She feels like she's in an alternate universe where she is living this ongoing nightmare that doesn't stop. She says she knows that her daughter fought hard and was a fighter, repeating that she needs justice and she didn't deserve this. Okay, so we're almost there. Yeah, it's time. It's time, everybody. Now we caught up to speed with everything that's been going on. I'm waiting for the live video. Stand by. We are waiting for it. While we wait for it, the 2 men considered persons of interest were captured by police. The unidentified men were also last seen on surveillance videos with Jocelyn hours before her death. That we saw. Now we want to know, well, what happened since obviously they detained them. Okay, so here's one of the links that's from the Houston PD, and they say, here's a button here to press for watch live video. If anyone has a link to any press conferences that you could see, please send it to me. I would really, really appreciate that. It's always like a hunt for these press conference links, right? Hold on 1 second. Let me just quickly see. Okay, we're checking all our sites now. Hold on. Watch live, go, go, go. Okay. Let's see if we can watch this live. Stand by. I'm waiting for them as well. I'm just going to put this here for a second. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Go, go. Here we go. Boost. Here we go, everyone.
We good, Victor?
Everybody good?
Everybody good?
Mic checks and everything, we're all good, right?
All right. Good afternoon. On Monday, the mayor and I and our homicide stood in front of you and asked for and delivered some really tragic news of a little girl who was tragically murdered. And we asked for your help. Her name was Jocelyn Nungaray, and she was 12 years old. We started to work, and we've been working around the clock since that time, trying to find out what happened to her and who was responsible, and to get them off the street. I want to thank our homicide team, our North Belt crime suppression teams, our gang division, our SWAT team, and Metro PD, who all came together as we looked for this, for the guys that did this, the suspects in this horrible murder. And we were all out there. In fact, the mayor was with me on Tuesday night late as we were going through and looking to see if we could find anything else. And the teams were out there and they were scouring every potential video feed, and they were talking to everybody possible that might have seen something or heard something. And their hard work paid off, because we were able to find video and trace the movements of our suspects and of Jocelyn, and all the way to the point of where she was murdered and left in a bayou in the water. So that's the hard work that they did. We asked for the public's help, and the public came through too. People stepped up, people called, and we are still asking for more help from the public, for anybody that might have seen something or might know something, however small, to reach out to us. And I'll have homicide give you the numbers. Lieutenant Hope will give you the numbers on who to call for that. You can even call anonymously, but we really need all the help from all the public and to make sure that we have the very best solid case, so these individuals do not get released back into the field, back into the public where they could hurt other people. So that is my ask of you. About an hour ago, I talked to Ms. Nungaray, Jocelyn's mother, Alexis. And she's been very brave, but she is still devastated. Her little girl's gone. And now they're trying to figure out how to take care of her and to arrange funeral arrangements and try to heal for something you really can't heal from. And we understand that, because many of us have kids and cannot imagine the pain that they're going through. So I ask you to still pray for them immensely. They're going through a really trying time, and as Houstonians and this public, I know that we have fantastic people here. Keep praying for the Nungaray family. I want to turn it over to the mayor to make a few comments, and then followed by that, we'll have Lieutenant Hope to give you more details on the investigation and how it's played out thus far, things that we can share, but please understand there are still things we cannot share for the purposes of the investigation. I know you all understand that. And then we're going to deliver this in Spanish with Commander Garcia, who will offer comments in Spanish, and then we'll take questions from there. So with that, Mayor.
Thank you, Chief. I'm here because of the seriousness of this case and my personal interest as the mayor as a grandfather and a father, it doesn't get any worse. I'm here primarily, though, to emphasize 3 points. Our condolences to the family. When I spoke to Ms. Nungaray about an hour ago, she was at the funeral home. I'm concerned about their economic circumstances, and also to let them know that all of Houston, all the investigators, their neighbors, the retail merchants in the area, everyone that came forward with information. As the chief mentioned, I was there the night before last. This North Belt crime suppression group, you don't want to mess with them. They were out on the streets, going up and down every street in every direction from the incident and the scene of the crime. I've watched homicide work around the clock all night long. I've seen SWAT show up to make certain that they were apprehended properly. So the first thing I want to emphasize is the condolences. The family, as the chief said, is devastated. I've spoken with an uncle. If you just put yourself in their place, they don't know which way to turn. They have very limited resources, but they're strong, they're brave. The mother just wants to see her baby. Hasn't been able to examine the body due to the investigation, but she's making arrangements as we talk. Number two, and I just touched on it briefly, but I want to expound on it. The police work. I want Houstonians to know, be proud and excited about your police department. The men and women go to work, they have families, but they are so passionate about their work, so professional. And it does aggravate me when some sources say, we've got to restore our confidence in the police. No, the confidence is there. I've witnessed it. I'm sharing it with Houstonians. All the resources necessary, collaboration, the scene of the crime, and we're seeing the result of this hard, old-fashioned police work using social media, new technologies, but also just footwork and collaboration, language skills. You couldn't be more proud of the police department, and we're seeing living evidence of it as I stand before you. And number three, I want to reach out to the court system, the justice system. We're going to be watching you. The arrest has taken place. The charges have been filed. Now we want the justice system to do its job. If there was ever a circumstance where you do not give someone bail, this is it. There are circumstances allowed that you can prevent bail. Take in consideration flight risk. Take in consideration the severity of this crime. So I'm going to be monitoring the court system. I want these suspects to have their day in court. I want to be held accountable, and I want it done sooner than later. That said, I'll yield to Lieutenant Hope, who has really led a very effective investigation. Thank you, sir. So you.
Thank you, Mayor. And thank you, everyone, for being here today.
Lieutenant, could we ask you to say and spell your full name, sir?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Stephen Hope, S-T-E-P-H-E-N. Last name Hope, H-O-P-E. So I'm here today because our team has worked tirelessly tracking evidence in this case since the discovery of Jocelyn by a citizen on the morning of June 17th, 2024. Because of the assistance of the area community and surveillance video that our officers have tirelessly tracked down and other evidentiary pieces, we have found and learned that the suspects began their evening at a Northborough area restaurant together. They left that restaurant on foot, southbound. The suspects continued south and were first seen on a camera, and those are the images that we released to you, to all of you and to the public. Suspects seen meeting the victim and talking for a few minutes while they were on Kirkendall. Later, the suspects and the victim walked together to a convenience store, and those images were also released to you guys and the public. After a few minutes, all three together walked to a bridge where ultimately Jocelyn was murdered. Suspects continue south towards their residence after leaving Jocelyn there. I want to thank the media for their assistance in greatly and broadly releasing the images of the suspects. I want to thank all the witnesses who have been brave, coming forward, talking to the police, and giving us the information that we needed to identify these suspects. So that on this morning, Thursday, June 20th, officers with the Houston SWAT team, Gang Division, North Belt Division, and Homicide did a coordinated operation at 13355 Northborough Drive, the Canfield Lake Apartments. And there we were able to find the two suspects, detain them, and transfer them back here to Travis for questioning. While there, CSU continued to process their location, searching for more evidence, which they have found. The suspects are now facing charges of capital murder, one being Johan Jose Rangel Martinez, the second male being Franklin Jose Peña Ramos. It's because of the hard work of my police officers, the teams, the media, and the community at large that we were able to do this. And I'm very proud of everyone who was involved. Thank you.
Can you please repeat the name of the suspects, please, and spell them out if you don't mind?
Johan Jose Rangel Martinez, Johan Jose Rangel Martinez, and Franklin Jose Peña Ramos, Franklin Jose Peña Ramos. And we will be updating you guys with images once the booking process is completed.
So, do you have ages or do you have to work on this thing, sir?
Yes.
We're just going to release the ages.
Martinez is 21 years old, and Ramos is 26 years old.
Buenas tardes. A nombre del jefe de la policía Satterwhite y del alcalde Whitmire, acabamos de recibir las noticias de que gracias a los esfuerzos de todos los policías involucrados en este caso, tanto de la división de homicidios como la división de pandillas, el equipo de SWAT y el equipo de patrulla del norte de la ciudad, hemos localizado, hemos entrevistado y se le han levantado cargos a las dos personas responsables por el asesinato de esta pequeña de 12 años, Jocelyn Nungaray. Tanto el jefe como el alcalde han estado en comunicación con la madre de esta pequeña, de nuestra víctima, y ahorita en estos momentos la madre está tratando de hacer arreglos para transportar el cuerpo de la niña. Lo que sí podemos compartir con ustedes es de que cuando los detectives dieron a conocer las fotos de los sospechosos, eso nos apoyó porque hubo testigos que los reconocieron. Esos testigos se comunicaron con la policía y pudimos localizarlos y pudimos arrestarlos. Como dije anteriormente, la Procuraduría ha aceptado cargos por asesinato del mayor nivel posible. Estos individuos llevan de nombre Johan José Rangel Martínez, de 21 años de edad, y Franklin José Peña Ramos, de 26 años de edad. Aún queremos que la comunidad nos siga apoyando. Necesitamos más testigos, porque el caso siguiente, lo que ahora sigue, es la cuestión del juicio ante las cortes. Entre más testigos tengamos, más fuerte va a ser el caso contra estos individuos. Así que continuamos pidiéndole a la gente que si sabe algo, por favor comuníquese con la División de Homicidios al 713-308-3600, o pueden hablarle a Crime Stoppers, pueden permanecer anónimos. Nosotros no vamos a saber quiénes están hablando, pero ustedes pueden dar la información que tienen al 713-222-TIPS. Muchas gracias. ¿Preguntas? Questions?
We'll now take questions.
Sources describe a pretty horrendous, her arms and feet tied up, bottom down. down. What can you tell us about this scene, and do you believe that there was a sexual assault here as well as murder?
We're still doing a lot of that investigation. We have performed submitted for a sexual assault kit to be performed, the same kit on her. So that is still pending. And for everything else, it was a horrible scene, but in care of the investigation, that's as far as I'll go with it.
And then we're told that one of the suspects had possible bite marks on his neck. Any self-defense wounds? Do you believe that there was a struggle here? And broken nails?
So again, at this point, there's things I can release, that we will release, and things that we won't. All of that, the condition of her, more specifically of the suspects, all of those things will come out in time. But for now, we are not confirming any details. And to be fair about what you just described, I don't have any information on that. Homicide might. But again, we're trying to make sure that we're being as careful with this investigation to get it all right. So I can't confirm anything at this time.
It is said that Martinez and Ramos are Venezuelan, and can you confirm that, and what is your citizenship?
We have reached out to Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, and they're conducting that part of the investigation in terms of their status and legality here and those types of things. So I would defer to them and defer you to them for confirmation of those things.
And to be clear, were they roommates living in the same unit?
It appears that they were all residing in the same apartment, yes.
Okay, so, and do we know how long they have lived in the area in that particular apartment?
I don't know that for sure. We think maybe one a matter of months, but the other far less.
And the lieutenant painted a very nice picture, and thank you for that, with regards to what took place to this tragic ending. But if you can you provide us exactly about how long it took from the meeting to the bridge?
Yes. So it was in the evening of the 16th that they left that restaurant. It was during the nighttime, midnight hour almost, that they were walking. And we believe that it wasn't until shortly after 1 to 2 o'clock that they were at the bridge. So it was within a span of 3-4 hours.
And is there a previous relationship between Jocelyn and these two men? How did they know each other?
So as far as we can tell right now, the communication between everyone is still a part of the investigation. We've worked really, really hard to get to this point, but a mountain of work stands before us to be able to document and look through everything that we have left.
We know that she lived in an apartment. Was it at the same complex, or was it a different?
No, it was a difference.
So when you mentioned that there's evidence that was found in the apartments, can you give details?
I cannot.
Have these two been cooperative with you guys at all?
Yes, they have been talking with us, and we are taking statements and talking with them, and as soon as we're done and they are booked in, like I said, we will get the pictures to you and make sure that everything
How
that
were
you
you
need.
able to crack the case? Was there someone who called police? And took them off?
So I'm actually really, really proud of the Houston citizens. I'm actually very proud of you guys, the media. It is all of the above, with all the effort that you guys put into getting the images of the individuals out to the public in a broad scape, with all the people who worked with us, the community members up in the Northborough area, the statements from witnesses. I can't stress enough that every piece of this was all together.
Let me, if I could follow up on that question real
please.
fast.
One at a time.
Lieutenant, if I could follow up on that question there. What was the threshold that was crossed to where you were able to charge them with murder?
And I have to say it's all of it together. It's the totality of every piece of the evidence together. Once it brought it all into one place, then we were able to find them, find out who they are, link them to the location and to the actual incident itself.
So no type of confession or anything like that from either one of them?
So the actual statements that they've made is going to be a part of the investigation, and I can't go into that.
Let's get another question on this end over here, please.
In relation to that question, what makes it a capital murder in this case? Can you go into that? If
Yes,
this was in commission of another felony?
No, actually, the age of the victim in Texas state law is all we need for it to be a capital. Under the age of 15, any murder is a capital murder.
You said the gang unit was involved. Were they just involved in the apprehension, or was they a part of the investigation?
So they actually assisted us greatly in reaching out with the community itself, and then also with surveillance and in the apprehension of the individuals.
Were these guys in a gang?
No, not that I know of. And that's
Do you
still,
actually have video of all three at the bridge? You have
so the
documentation?
specifics of the actual surveillance videos, I cannot divulge at this time. I do let you know that we have evidence that compels us to believe that everyone was together throughout the entire course of this event.
The mayor had mentioned that she was on the phone with her boyfriend around midnight that night. Did he ever call police about any concerns?
Again, like all of the communication portions, electronic or digital otherwise, is all being scoured. That's part of like the mountain of information that we have to still go through and document.
Have the parents of the 13-year-old been cooperative with you all?
Extremely.
We looked at some
Couple more,
surveillance video
guys.
that
Couple
showed
more.
an HPD unit in the parking lot between the 7-Eleven and the bridge around 12:06 a.m. Monday. Was that in any relation to Jocelyn or anything related to this case?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Mayor, you
Lieutenant.
mentioned keeping your eye on the courts. Are you gonna go to court to see the
No,
proceedings?
I'm just simply saying that we have a justice system, and I think justice delayed is not good. So this is such an horrendous crime that I don't want to see these individuals on bond on the streets of Houston, if at all possible. We'll leave that to the judgment of the magistrate and the judges, but from my experience, capital murders in general on bond are some of our higher risk individuals, dangerous to law enforcement. When they jump bond, they know there's a warrant for their arrest. They don't want to be apprehended, and that leads to violence, not to mention the exposure to the citizens of Houston. So all I'm saying is the police are doing their job. The public's cooperated. The media's cooperated. Charges have been filed. So now let's do not delay accountability. Give them a fair trial they're entitled to, but hold them accountable by the judge and the justice system. So I will be monitoring it because in general, I'm concerned about the delay of trials in Harris County. Approximately 900 individuals are on the street of Houston today charged with murder or capital murder, waiting to go to court. And as I've said, it's one of the more dangerous profile that you could have in our community, that many of them are fugitives. We don't even know where they are. So I want to let Houstonians know I'll be monitoring the justice system as these two individuals go through it.
Chief, as you mentioned with regards
on the two
to,
suspects, please? Lieutenant, could we just get a date of birth on the two suspects?
No, just the age, I'm sorry. I just have the age.
It appears that they might have shaved their beards. Were they trying to, like, do you think they were trying to change their identity or hide their identity?
So it's often very easy for people to change the way they look, and I can't say what their intentions were in that, but
Chief,
Detective, do we know more about their background when they arrive here in the States, or
No,
if they
I-
cross legally, illegally, or if there's an ICE retainer on them, or?
so no, and like I said, as Chief had mentioned, we reached out to HSI, and we're gonna let them take care of that portion of the investigation and look into it.
Chief, as you reach
Last
out
question right here, Mario.
Chief, as you reach out to HSI, I have to ask, were they in any database within HPD already or within Harris County in the court system or any of our surrounding counties?
So I don't have that information. Do we know if they were already in our system? So we could, I'll tell you, I don't know, and I apologize, I should know that, but what I'll do is I'll find out if they're already in our system in any way, that we've been handled them before, and we'll share that.
I'd appreciate that. The other quick question on the follow-up with that is that with regards to the gang task force or the gang members of HPD, excuse me, the gang officers, forgive me,
Yes, sir.
within HPD that were assisting in this, do we have confirmation that these men were associated with any type of either local or Venezuelan gangs that have a presence here in Houston?
So at this moment, I have no information to suggest that the team hasn't told me anyone's different. Again, we're working with HSI, and you know that within time, that may be something that's occurred, that they may have affiliations. But I just can't say that for sure at this moment.
Thank you for finding out about that.
Yes, sir.
All right,
So
folks.
last question, Lieutenant, what is the, what restaurant were the men seen at when you begin this timeline?
So I want, again, like the specifics of the incident, I want to kind of leave it to the investigation as it ongoes, and it's in the Northborough area, so it was not, everything was actually very close and on.
Mayor, quick one to you.
That's it, last question. Guys, and real quick, as far as the booking photos and court information, once they're formally processed, we get the court assigned, you guys will get the booking photos. We'll post them to our X page.
What's the takeaway that you have, Mayor, that we've always heard about community policing, but you really had a community, from what I've been able to gather, separate from what's been confirmed here today, really step up and flood the system with tips going into last night about this?
I can assure you, from HPD's perspective, it was all hands on deck. When I was there night before last in the parking lot, you had the HPD investigators going across that area of our community. As has been expressed by Lieutenant Hope through the media, Houstonians of all walks of life have come forward. And there's probably, listening to the officer, no one thing that made this case. It was the collaboration of the public, the media, the residents, the retail merchants. I was there when they were asked to allow HPD to view their videos. Everyone cooperated, and that's what is great about Houston. We come together during difficult times. This is a difficult time, but Houstonians ought to know they've got a police department that fights crime. The only thing this police department needs is more resources. They've got the expertise, the passion, the experience. We just need additional resources, which we'll be addressing in future days. So it's sad, it's outrageous, makes you angry, but we're going to court with these individuals and hold them accountable.
Okay, folks, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, and that's the press conference. Let's just go here. All right, Houston Police Department, and we will wait to see if they post something there. Okay, so let's recap quickly. Thank you so much, Tony. I really appreciate your sticker there as well. Thank you to everyone who is doing that and supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much to the moderators. These chats get very, very hectic, right? You know, because it becomes very political, which of course, I understand the frustration going on in the USA right now. Just remember, we're an international audience, number one. Two, it's about the murder of a 12-year-old girl. That's really what the focus is about, no matter where somebody's from. This crime is horrendous. It's interesting to me that the media reported, we watched a few clips together in the last stream and yesterday's stream, where they said that the victim was sexually assaulted and strangled. I mean, it's not a shock if they do say that, but they weren't able to confirm that right now at the press conference, which is quite interesting. Plant Lady, thank you for being a member for 10 months. You said, geez, the GOAT. If somebody doesn't know why they say that, means greatest of all time. Thank you so much. Pernille's giving good advice here. Rather block someone in chat than argue. I don't know if you guys know that you could do that. You could just, anyone in the chat, if you're in the chat, you can click the 3 little dots and you can block somebody next to their name if you don't like the vibe, so that you don't have to see their comments if they are triggering you, okay? Again, thank you so much, mods. Really appreciate it. So let me quickly recap here. So they said that on June 16th, Sunday, that's the night that Jocelyn last saw her mom, right? She was at home. Her mom lives there, and I believe she's got a 5-year-old brother as well and a cat. And her cat is used to sleeping with her, and the cat was going crazy at 3 in the morning because Jocelyn wasn't there, but nobody knew that at the time, right? So her mom said goodnight to her on June 16th, Sunday night. The next morning, Jocelyn was going to go to work with her. And so Jocelyn, sometime between 10 p.m. and midnight, snuck out. So it seems to me, based on everything we just learned, a little bit closer to midnight, right? Like 11:30-ish, something like that. Snuck out of the house to walk to that 7-Eleven. I mean, as we could see, it's not far, you know. All of this was so close. They also did confirm, which is what tells us why I always say take Facebook posts and comments and things with a grain of salt, because there were locals saying, I think it was on Grizzly's Hood News, some locals were saying, and everyone was emailing me the screenshots, that it was the same complex where Jocelyn lived, where these two were apprehended. However, they just confirmed it was not the same complex, but I mean, all of it's within walking distance. They were arrested at this Canfield Lakes Apartments. Now, the 7-Eleven where they went was this one on Kirkendall Road. We looked at it yesterday. We put the Google man on the ground and just, drove around a little bit. We buckled up just to see what's this area like. There's some storage units over here as well to the left. But it's such a short walk. Even to their apartments, it would be 0.6 of a mile. Now, her body was found in this creek here, and her phone pinged near the skate park, is what her mom said where the phone pinged, right? And she was talking to her boyfriend around midnight. Now, what they told us was that these two suspects, whose name are, I'm going to try. Johan Jose Rangel Martinez. He's 21 years old. And then there's Franklin Jose Peña Ramos, 26 years old. Now, those two lived in the same apartment. The one, they believe, has been here for a few months. The other one for far less. They're originally from Venezuela. They haven't said anything about the immigration status. Okay, so they just said they're originally from Venezuela. That's what they know. 21 and 26 years old. And so they went to a restaurant together. Now, I do wonder, I know that they obviously not, look, here's a Cajun city. There's a restaurant right there, right there. Obviously, they're not going to say it at a press conference because you know how it will go. Like, literally, all of the media will be there. Boots on the ground will be there. Everyone will be hounding that restaurant. And, of course, the restaurant also wouldn't want that. So it's quite protective of them to do that. Oh, thank you. Kathleen says to block someone in live chat, select the comment, and then the options pop up. So just press on their comment, and then you can block someone yourself if you want to, right? Okay, so those two were apparently at a restaurant. I mean, here's a McDonald's right here. Here's a Cajun City right here. So I don't know. Here's another. There's a few all around. There's a few restaurants all around here. There's more over here. Okay, we're not going to point them all out. The point is, they went to a restaurant. They were on foot, which a lot of people speculated yesterday that people in chat said they probably were on foot and they probably lived very close by. Spot on to everyone in chat saying that yesterday. Because they were on foot. They went to a restaurant and then they were walking around and then they encountered or crossed paths with Jocelyn. Then they said they met the victim and talked for a few minutes. Now, those are the words they used. So I don't know. Again, did they lure Jocelyn there? Because that can happen with either catfishing accounts or something. You know, you never know what can happen from Instagram, social media, whatever, what these guys are doing. But met with the victim and talked for a few minutes. And then they went to the 7-Eleven convenience store. Then afterwards, they walked to a bridge, which I can only assume would be, as we looked at yesterday. I'll put the man on the ground quickly here again. The Google man. Here we are. The 7-Eleven is down here. And so they would have possibly, walked around here. Let's just go to the side. Here is one side of the bridge as well. Okay. And if they're walking from that side, buckle up, everyone. Is Stefan telling you? CK said, shocking, you always do the best commentary. Oh, thank you so much. So if they walked, I mean, damn, I don't know how they get down there. I want to see. Maybe down here. I don't know. But they definitely went down towards the creek because her body was found there. Interesting that one of the media questions was, did the one have bite marks on his neck? I didn't really see that on the pictures we looked at. But we'll look at that clip again in a moment, okay? So we can just see if we want to see it there. Thank you, CK. So they went to the 7-Eleven, they walked to a bridge, and then they said, she was on the phone to her boyfriend. He heard two adults in the background. They're not going to say if, they're looking into the communication. So they weren't able to answer, did he call the police or what are they looking, I don't know. They're looking into all of that. Okay, so they are going to charge these two suspects with, they have charged them with capital murder. Ooh, Texas, don't play. They don't play. Texas, ooh, death penalty case. You're right. Could be. So there they are. They're charging them with capital murder. This Johan Martinez and Franklin Ramos, 21 and 26. And so, here also I'm looking at my chicken scratch, okay? On June 16th, it was around midnight that they were walking. And then they said 1 to 2 a.m. they were around this bridge. So that's quite some time, though, if they were walking from the restaurant. And Jocelyn already left the home at like 11:30-ish. Maybe she's at the 7-Eleven at midnight-ish, and then they are there. You know what I mean? Like, that's to say around 1 or 2 a.m. Maybe it's more like 1. They were somewhere here around this bridge. Shame, man, but that sounds so scary. And she was hiding behind storage containers, is what the 7-Eleven clerk said. Wow, if it's like 2 a.m., that's scary. That's a long time that they were talking to her. Okay, let's see what else I have on my little chicken scratch here. They said that they have been cooperating. They're not going to say, yes, they've confessed, but they said all evidence, including their statements, are obviously being taken into account, the totality of everything, and the families being extremely cooperative as well. Okay, so we have that. Martinez. Okay, I'm looking at what? Dangerous Offender said it's pronounced Martinez. Oh, instead of Martinez, is that what you're saying? Martinez. Okay. I'm doing my best. Thank you so much. So that's what they have so far. So I don't know what those two were doing, if they're hanging around, if they just encountered Jocelyn, if they were then, I don't know what. not leaving her alone, not letting her go, and maybe even just saying, "Don't worry, I can imagine that shame, man. Like, we'll walk you home." There's actually apartments like right here, and a body was found along here, this side, because there was a lady that drove over the bridge and then saw a body and thought it was a mannequin. Shame, man. Oh my goodness. So they will still keep investigating. Once they've processed everything, they will post the booking photos. So I'll post that on my community tab. If you don't know where that is, I hope you'll find it. It's normally not on a TV, but on any other device, you should be able to find my community tab. There's home, videos, shorts, live streams, playlists, and then there's the community tab, right? So over there is where I post lots of updates. I just posted today Rachel Morin's suspected killer's photos because he was just extradited as well. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. Now, Moonchild says proper. Okay, proper. See, now I've got to say it in British first. Proper is Martinez. Martinez. Okay, thank you so much. And Kirkendall. Okay, yes. So we've got that. Now, the one thing I wanted to show you was this one more time, which we looked at earlier. Just quickly, so that we could see it here. There we go. Where they they detained these two. I guess now we could say arrested.
For the past 30 minutes, Houston police have been going in and out of a building. This is the Canfield Lakes Apartments here in North Houston. Now, this is all connected to that 12-year-old girl. Her name is Jocelyn. She was found dead in a creek earlier this week. I want you guys to take a look at this exclusive video of those two men.
Okay, we can't really see like his neck or something. I don't know if people have been analyzing that because that question was
who are
interesting.
Considered persons of interest and seen in surveillance.
Sorry, I'm pausing as well, just to see if there's any, I don't know, marks or anything.
Photos shortly after she was killed.
And I also don't know which one is which yet. You know, I don't know which one is Johan and which one is Franklin. One is 21 and one is 26. Do you think that this one is the younger one or the older one? I don't know. We'll have to wait.
KPRC2 photojournalist Roger Franco and I were the only ones present at these apartments in North Houston when both men were placed in handcuffs and put in the back of police cars. Now, that little girl was found earlier this week on West Rankin Road. Police believe she snuck out of her apartment sometime after 10 o'clock Sunday night. Her mom didn't realize it until the next morning when she tracked.
Sure. Okay, so there, we've now seen the video again of them. We looked at it before as well, right? Also, I saw a lot of people asking for the GoFundMe link for Jocelyn's family. I do have it in the description box of every single video of this case, so you can easily find it anytime. Just click more on description and it's there, okay? I put all my sources there, and that's towards the top where I put the GoFundMe link for you. Okay, now Vero says Garfield is the oldest, right? This one looks like the older one, right? I don't know though, but oh my goodness. Too, and I was actually, you know, because of the photos that we saw, let me just show you these quickly. These photos, that's photos, shame man, of Jocelyn that she posted to her Instagram. The one on the right is what media had shared. They got photos from the family. And let me just quickly see this here. Oh, it was the last slide, I think. These were the photos from the 7-Eleven footage. They haven't released the surveillance footage. Maybe there's other people in the video that I want to show, right? Shame, man, but that's her, last seen. These are her last seen photos alive. My goodness, this is terrible. And then here on Grizzly's Hood News, they shared these photos here of them being detained. Yeah, so I would guess the one on the left is the older one and the one on the right is the younger one, but you just never know. You just never know. Okay, I think that's all we have for now. I'm going to wait for more updates because, of course, there will be. They will have booking photos, maybe the date of birth. I think they're asking for the date of birth because then they could like hunt down from VineLink, you know, booking photos, mugshots, things. We'll have a look out for that. I just want to see if there's anything else. I think that's it. That's pretty much what I wanted to share with you. Of course, we watched the press conference together. Oh man, I am thinking of Jocelyn's family and friends. This is, as her mom said, it's like she hears everything and she sees it, but it just doesn't feel real. You know, it's like this nightmare that's just not ending. Shame, man. I feel so sorry for her. This is devastating. This is terrible. A 12-year-old, look at her, and her mom shared in an interview that we watched earlier that Jocelyn was actually struggling with her mental health a lot in recent months, and it sounded like she was depressed and she wanted to take her own life. And then, you know, they moved. I don't know how long they'd been in this area. And so she said she was so excited for her to see, like, what was she going to do next, But sadly, she was murdered. I mean, that is just, oh man, it's just so horrible. Okay, so thank you to all of those who did not resort to victim blaming, victim shaming, blaming the family or anything like that. I really, really appreciate you. That's what this community is all about. We are very protective of victims and their families, and no, that doesn't make us ignorant or blind or say, well, she should have and he should have. It's kind. Okay, the families, they have enough hatred that all families in missing persons cases and murder cases, they experience so much toxicity and abuse and hatred online. I really want them to have a safe space to be able to, follow even their own case. Many families watch, right? In the recent coverage I did of Gabby Petito's case, her mom messaged me afterwards and just said, thank you so much for the tribute and for everyone who's so kindly chat and everything. So it really makes a difference. Thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate it if you did do that. Of course, if you didn't, okay, please don't do that. Please don't victim blame or shame. Leave some kind comments as well for family and friends. They have been emailing and commenting and they are watching. Oh man, I just send them our condolences and so much love and support. Again, I've shared the GoFundMe link in all 3 streams yesterday's, and we had 2 today already now because we thought the update was that they detained them. But I didn't think it would be that fast that it's like, okay, that's it. Capital murder charges. And I also thought one would turn on the other. Oh, that's what I was trying to say. Forgot my own train of thought. With the pictures I just showed you in the presentation, they kind of show more of the one than the other. So I thought maybe they're going to actually charge the one with murder and the other one just like left the scene or whatever. But no, both are charged. Both with capital murder. My goodness. Okay, everyone. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Mons. I know you're working hard today. If you guys didn't know how to block, as in the chat, live chatters here, now you do. If someone's really not your vibe, you could just block and never see the comments again. We don't have to block them on the channel. You can block them so you don't see them again. Jennifer, welcome to Grizzly Supporter. Thank you, everyone. I will keep you posted. Make sure you look at my community tab. Follow me on X. My handle is @TrueCrimeGisela. Make sure you follow that one. Go to my website, grizzlytruecrime.com, where all my official links are, because I do have impersonators everywhere. On X, on PayPal, or wherever, right? Okay, just know. Make sure you follow @TrueCrimeGisela on X. I'll be posting on there as soon as this updates as well. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I might see you tomorrow, or otherwise the next day. I've got 2 more cases that I do want to bring to you very soon. And so, there's always cases. There's always so much to talk about. Shame, man. It's just terrible. I'll see you again very soon. Tomorrow's Mr. Grizzly's birthday. So if I do take any, if I take any pictures or anything, I'm going to share it on Patreon. So if you like behind the scenes type of stuff, that's on Patreon. All right, everyone. Sending love to Jocelyn's family and friends, and I'll see you all again very soon. Bye.